Am I disturbing you?
Nothing disturbs me, love, except being ignored. Come on in, cock.
I was just wondering if you got last night's news.
Oh, hang on. I got one last night from the Rovers. There it is on bed. Watch out it doesn't bite you.
Thanks. Can I...
Yeah, take it with you. Are you still after a job, love?
Yeah. I've got an interview this afternoon on Bolton Road.
Oh, great. I hope you get it.
It's only a sales assistant. I was after my own shop, actually, as manager, like. If I say it myself, I know gents outfitting inside out. I was senior assistant at Marshall's when it closed, you know.
Yeah, hard luck, that.
Still, you can't stand in the way of motorways, can you?
Only if you want running over. Hang on, I know I wanted the outside world for summer. What time is it?
It's just gone 10.
Oh, we're early. Do you fancy a cuppa?
Oh, it's not too much trouble.
Sit yourself down. Dan, here's your way, love.
That's a great job. Lorry driving. I wish I had a job like that. I don't know, serving in a shop, it's...
Don't you knock yourself. We can't do without you. Think of Dan driving that wagon with no shoes and socks on. Not to mention his trousers.
Any complaints, Beth?
No, Mrs. Walker, everything's fine, but thanks for asking.
I didn't mean you, I meant the customers. Has any of the customers complained about the new prices?
Oh, no, just the odd shrug or two. Mind you, we've not had the professional drinkers in yet. No doubt Mr. Ogden will have a word or two to say on the subject.
You know, Beth, I'm sure the pharaohs of ancient Egypt considered themselves unlucky.
Oh, I'm sure they did, Mrs. Walker.
But even they were never plagued with the visitation of Ogdens.
Hey, you overcharged me.
I haven't. It's gone up threepence a pint, twopence half.
What?
Have you got cloth ears or something?
Since when?
Look, Oggy, if you want to sup in here, sup up and shut up, otherwise take your hook.
He would have made a lovely foreign secretary, would Fred.
He's adopting exactly the right attitude.
Hello. I thought it was you.
Oh, hello, Chuck. How'd you get on?
I didn't get it.
Oh, well, there's always a next time. Come on in, have a drink and drown your sorrows.
Well, I was going to invite you in my place. I've just brewed up.
I wasn't thinking of something brewed, love. More distilled.
At this time?
Hey, Chuck, has nobody ever told you? It's much more fun being wicked at 3:30 in the afternoon.
Oh, well, in that case.
Come on, love, take the weight off your feet. Whiskey all right for you?
A very small one.
That's all you're getting. Got to save some for my fella.
It must be very tiring being a lorry driver. I think I've changed my mind about wanting to be one.
I don't think it's for you, Chuck.
You miss him, don't you?
Well, you're supposed to, aren't you? Mind you, I'd rather not. I'd rather he was here all the time. Still, it's nice having a good neighbour to chat to, even if he does drink me whiskey. Cheers.
Cheers. Anytime.
Yeah.
It's me.
Hello, what are you doing visiting a lady at this unearthly hour? Come on in.
I brought you the paper. I remember you saying you hadn't organised a delivery yet.
Oh, well, thanks very much. I never have had one delivered, actually. Well, not for a long time. I used to borrow it off them I live with.
Well, you can have mine every day if you like. It's no use to me once I've read it.
No, I must do things proper. Start as I mean to go on in my new establishment. Anyway, a fella likes his paper first thing in the morning. So do I, for that matter. Do you know I feel naked till I've read my stars?
Oh, yeah. I've started to read mine recently, although I don't really believe in them. In the hopes they'll show I'm due for a bit of luck.
Nothing fresh on the job front.
Oh, I got another sorry the position has been filled letter this morning.
Something'll turn up, Chuck.
I was wondering if Dan could get me a job as a lorry driver.
I don't think it's quite your cup of tea somehow.
Well, you're dead right. I think I get vertigo just sitting up there in the cab. No, it's the retail trade or nothing for me.
Well, at least your job keeps you at home more than Dan's job does him.
Yeah. It must get a bit lonely for you sometimes.
Like now. Have you had your breakfast?
No.
Come on, sit yourself down. Come on. You're having it with me. Unless you've got a bird of your own across there.
Oh, I've sent her back to the village.
Good thinking, cock. Egg and bacon, do you?
Please.
So what are you going to do, kid?
Well, there ain't a lot I can do, is there? Bert will have to go getting his deposits back, that's all, and we'll have to see where else we can get in.
A lot of flights will be booked up now. That's if you're still thinking of going abroad.
Hey, 2 weeks with him on my sword. Oh, it'd be flaming purgatory.
Well, I'm not sorry for her. Stan's an ignorant bloke.
You've got a current boyfriend, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, if he got a public roasting, wouldn't you be upset? Stick up for him.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I would.
Right, and Hilda's married to Stan.
No, I don't think she meant it, barring him.
Of course she meant it. She's just passed one of her personal acts of parliament, that one. There's that and Hilda Ogden chuntering around and I'm taking the can back. That and game soup. I may as well be on flipping tranquilizers.
That and what?
Oh, give off an Albert.
Hey, you, Bert, come here.
What?
When are you going back to that travel agent's for his money back?
Oh, straight from here, love.
We'll see you do, because I'll be round tonight for my money. And don't think this makes everything all right, because it doesn't.
No, look, Vera, I'm sorry about all the upset, love. Honest. But, well, you know how it is, don't you?
Poor kid. Breaks my heart to see her disappointment.
Yeah, all right, love, yeah. Anyway, I'll see you tonight, love, OK?
You know, you've got to feel sorry for him. He has no say. Man, you can tell who wears trousers in their house.
It's a purely internal matter, Kenneth. One of those unfortunate happenings that occur from time to time. I'd really rather not discuss it.
Yes, but as fellow customers of Stan's, we do have a right to support him.
Really, you surprise me.
I mean, Stan only voiced a valid complaint. Surely he's entitled to his point of view.
Yeah, well, speech is about the only thing we've got left that is free in this country, isn't it?
As a licensee, I am under no obligation to either explain or defend my actions.
Well, that's a bit right-handed, if you don't mind my saying
Indeed,
so.
I do. Mind you saying so.
Well, tell me this, Mrs. Walker. You picked on Stan because he spoke his mind, right? Well, would you picked on, say, Mike Baldwin if he'd done the same?
Just what I said. Mr. Baldwin would never have been so uncouth.
What Bert's getting at is bias.
Yeah. I mean, if Stan had been supping in the Conservative Club instead at Labour Club, he might just be standing here having a drink with us now.
That is absolutely absurd. I've never heard anything so ridiculous in my life, and I don't have to stand here and listen to these wild accusations. I shall be in the back if you want me, Bet.
Oh, dear.
Never mind, oh dear. It's about time somebody put her in a place.
Yeah, well, I just don't like to see anybody being unfairly treated. Will she be all right?
She'll be champion cock. She's made of stainless steel.
Hey, you're a gent, Kenneth. A real gent. I always knew you was. I'd like to thank you on behalf of myself and Stan. I mean, standing up for him like that just shows you.
You know, Bert's got a point. She never would have barred Mike Baldwin.
You're right, but you got the reasons wrong. It's got naught to do with the colour of his politics. It's because he's got brass.
That's very true, is that?
Yeah. Yeah, of course I'll tell her. No, it's no problem. I'm just opposite, just across the landing. Yeah, OK. Try. Oh, you just missed him. Just this second.
Who?
Your friend Dan. He's only just this minute rung off.
Damn it. That old woman Fred on to get me nattering had been... what did he say? Did he leave a number I could phone him back?
No. He was in a box. He just said he'd be up tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Oh, that's good. Did he say what time?
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to ask.
Oh, not to worry. I always expect him when I see him anyway. Well, I reckon I owe you a cup of tea and a jam donut.
Oh, very nice. What for?
For being my social secretary as well as my own personal newspaper lad. Have you got time?
Well, I've always got time these days.
I don't know. If you don't get a job soon, I'm going to have to find something for you myself.
Are there any jobs going in what's it called, your pub?
Rovers Return, love. No, luckily for you, there aren't. It's a very funny place with some very queer folk.
Yeah. I'm making a habit of this, aren't I?
Well, it's better than both of us being on our own, innit? Hey, key. Bathroom free, is it?
Well, it was 10 seconds ago, but do you know how her downstairs can suddenly appear out of nowhere?
I reckon she takes washing in myself, and she does it all in that bathroom. She's always in there.
Either that or she keeps very regular.
I hadn't thought of that. Be popping in for a cuppa later.
Why not?
See you, love.
It's not your fuse, Bet. I can guarantee that on the basis of being the man who thought Ohm's Law was part of the Rent Act.
Flaming out. And here's me up for an early start.
Speaking from my vast store of electrical knowledge, I'd say it was the element.
Do you reckon? Oh, crimes. A duff iron today of all days. The blouse looks like a rag and I've naught else decent.
I could lend you mine.
Your blouse?
Me iron?
Have you got an iron?
Of course I've got an iron. How do you think I managed to look so smart?
Well, I thought you put your pants under mattress like everybody else.
I'll lend you my iron if I could borrow your board after.
Oh, if you want a shirt doing.
Well, it's not my shirt, it's my suit. I can't really do it right on a chest of drawers. And when you're in gents outfitting, baggy knees don't do your job prospects much good.
Hey, any news on job front?
I'm just going out looking on spec.
Well, listen, Keith. As soon as I've got dressed, I've got some shopping to do. And then the board's all yours.
My iron's a beauty. I got it cost when I was working for the co-op. Silk, shantung, seersucker. You just twiddle the knob.
We're away then, kid. No danger.
Hello.
Hello.
Where's Bet?
She's just out shopping. I'm borrowing the board, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Have a chair. Learn how to put a crease in the professional way. It's not much of a job, compared to, say, brain surgeon or merchant banker. But it's all I know, and I'm pretty good at it if I do say it myself. I was made redundant in my last job, you know. The shop had to close because of a new motorway. Old family business, 3 generations.
Eva, you still here, love?
Hello.
Dan!
I thought you'd run off.
Oh, I dash out, I dash back. Fingers crossed I'll not miss you.
I've just been dazzling him with my ironing technique. I'll leave the machine to go cold.
Friendly sort of geezer.
Yeah, he's nice. He's a bit of company for me while you're away. How about a proper kiss?
Yeah, I'll tell you what I could do with this iron. I could take the plug top off, cross the wires, and when he bangs it in, va-voom! And there's this bloke still with his marvellous iron. It's not worth a light.
Oh, he loves that iron. Like Romeo and Juliet, him and that iron.
Which is Juliet?
He's not like that. Anyway, I could go for that sort of iron myself.
Move in, then. Marry the flaming iron.
Hey, I think you're just a teeny bit jealous.
He's tried to pull you with his iron.
Look, he's just the bus conductor that winks at you. The bloke in the butcher's that says, hello, Flower, how's your mother for sausage?
Or the bloke over the bar who says, what are you doing tonight, precious?
Listen, Dan. Here we are in this bit of a room. Carpet's got holes in it. Can't quite get rid of the smell of stale gravy. Windows rattle when Buscus passed. That flaming stove come out the ark. And this thing won't fetch 50p at the totters. And then you walk in.
Me and me dirty washing?
Well, I was going to say the diesel oil overpowers everything else, but I won't. Because what I meant was, it's magic.
You smile, the song begins, you laugh, and I hear violins.
Which is why I am not going to ask you about Brenda. I'm not mithering about how things are in Wandsworth, because I'm content to be the one who's here, just washing your dirty socks.
Who's Brenda?
Whatever she's called.
Who, darling?
Tell you what, I've had some love tokens in my time, but 6 tins of corned beef sure takes some whacking. Still, I suppose stocking the larder could be taken as a good sign.
Well, the element's all right in this thing.
Wait. There's a phone call. Rovers.
Oh, flaming heck. What do they want?
Are you changing the element?
Bleeding fuse, isn't it?
You're talking to the great iron expert.
I'm talking to a real lad, I know that.
Plug it in, it'll blow. Bet'll be calling for me magic touch.
Hey, Sunshine. I forget your name.
Keith.
Well, listen, Keith. You stick to the other side of the landing, eh? Otherwise, you might get a real crease in your trousers. Get what I mean? How many sausages?
None. Bacon's asking for another inch on my head.
Go on, be a devil.
No. You're a funny one.
Hmm?
You don't make sense.
All right.
House train 1 minute, big tough lorry driver the next.
A man in many parts, darling.
That's true. Some of them are history, I know.
Well, my life's an open book.
Only trouble is it's in a foreign language. I don't really know you, do I, Dan?
Eggs?
3. I said I don't really know you, do I?
Yeah, so you did.
Am I right?
Bet.
Yeah?
You're up to your thermo tricks, aren't you? Never satisfied with things as they are. Always want convincing explanations.
You are satisfied with things as they are?
Wouldn't be if I wasn't. That's the proof.
Sorry, it's insecurity. That and a one-track female mind.
Well, can't you take something for it?
I've not found anything yet. Hiya.
Hello.
Hey. Have I got red dots with yellow spots on the summer? Or are we just not speaking to women? You're not in trouble, are you? Like behind with the rent, or you've not got a girl?
I'm not in trouble, no.
Oh, well, then it is me. You don't like my hairstyle. I know, it's my perfume. Makes you feel sick. I know, 'cause I got a couple of very funny looks in the fishmongers just now from Two Rock Salmon.
Bet.
What's up, then?
Well, to put it bluntly, I've been warned off you.
Eh?
Dan thinks I'm too friendly with you.
Too friendly?
That's what he said.
Dan actually said that? We were too friendly?
Yes. Well, it's what he implied. And he said he'd rather we weren't, or else.
Or else what?
Well, he didn't say exactly, but the implication was he'd thump me. Is he a very jealous person or something?
Well, not that I know of, love. Look, I'm sure you've got the wrong end of the stick. I mean, what's Dan got to be jealous about?
Exactly, nothing. But I didn't get it wrong, Betty. He threatened me, definitely, and well, he's a big bloke.
Well, look, I'll have a word with him. Perhaps he thinks he's seen something he hasn't. But don't worry, I'll put him straight. Fellas, they're like big kids. Don't you go ignoring me, Keith Sadler. We're mates, aren't we?
Well, I thought we were.
We still are. Have you got time for a cuppa?
Oh, I'm sorry, I've got an interview at Harrison's in menswear.
Oh, that's great. Good luck with the interview. Hope you get it. Hey, remember what I said?
Right. See you.
Yeah. Hello, love. It's all right, he's not in.
Ask me if I got me job.
Did you get your job?
No. Of course I did. I start Monday.
Oh, that's great. He calls for a celebration.
That's exactly what I thought.
Come on in.
Under the circumstances, I would be a lot happier if you came over to my place.
You know, love, you really have got Dan all wrong. Really. But it is your party. Hang on, I'll get my key. Hiya. I'm sorry to trouble you. Have you got the right time? My watch seems to be running like a currant bun today.
9:45.
Is it that time? Dan's late. Hey, are you all right? Not still a bit squiffy?
Bit.
Have an early night.
I will.
Tra. Hello,
Get in the
love.
flat.
Hey?
You know what that was for, mate?
What are you doing?
He was warm.
Keith, are you all right?
I think I'm going to be sick.
God, let me help you.
No! Don't come in!
Bet? That my supper I can smell?
Yes.
Good, I'm starving. I only managed to get a sandwich at lunchtime. What are we having?
He'd done nothing. I'm talking to you, Dan. I said Keith had done nothing.
Forget it, Bet.
Forget it? You thump a friend of mine right under my nose for no reason and tell me to forget it?
It's done with. He knows what it was all about.
He might, but I don't.
You don't have to. It was between him and me. I said I'm starving.
I said this morning that I didn't know you, but I thought I knew you well enough. I wouldn't have believed that if I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
I said don't go on, Bet.
Dan, you behaved like an animal. It was like I was seeing a stranger. What got into you?
It's very simple. He was out of line. He was in the wrong manner. You're my bird, and that cuts out anybody else. No, I gave him fair warning.
He was being friendly, for God's sake.
He's a friendly fellow. Well, my birds don't have friendly fellas. So let's forget it and have some supper, eh?
That's being a hypocrite.
Don't go on, Bet.
You're as good as saying that I've got to lead a life like a nun while you're away. But what are you doing, eh? In London and all over the place. You told me that your life was like an open book. It's not, Dan. It's like a closed book. Because I don't think you dare open it to let me see. Dare you?
I'll say it once more, Bet. Drop it. Let's eat.
No. You can't have everything your own way, Dan. Because it's not fair. It's just not fair.
Okay, darling. That's the way you want it.
What are you doing?
What does it look like I'm doing? I'm going. I'm pushing off.
Going? Going where?
I'm not into explanations, darling. I do things or I don't. But I tell you this, one thing I can do with that, aggro in my private life. I get enough of that on the road, I know. I do without it. If one bird starts causing me trouble, there's always another one waiting and itching round the corner. And they're all birds like you, Bet. You can hardly tell one from another. Ta-ra, love. Be lucky.
Hello, love.
Oh, really?
I was just going to say what a lovely morning it was. Oh, hello, Hilda. You do look rough. Oh, I am rough. I ought to be in bed. But one of us has got to earn a living.
You're bright and early.
Yeah.
Mrs. Ogden.
Yes, Mrs. Walker.
You've got a cold.
Flu more like.
Well, what on earth are you doing here?
Well, thanks very much, but I think I can manage if I keep stopping for
Well,
a
you
rest.
tend to do that always, don't you? That is not the point. You will infect everybody. People come in here for a drink and a quiet chat, not to catch the flu.
Yeah, well, I didn't want to let you down, Mrs. Walker.
That is very loyal of you. You'll be much better at home now. Please, go home.
Oh, well, perhaps you're right. Stan's just as bad as I am.
Well, then you can comfort one another, can't you?
Yeah. Yeah, well, I'll be back as soon as I'm better.
Yes, well, don't worry about that.
So are then.
Bye.
Oh, Mrs. Walker.
What is it, Mrs. Upton?
Well, about sick pay.
You'll get it, no question. Now, please, go home.
You're very kind. You've no idea what a load off my mind that
Mrs.
is.
Ogden, go home.
Yeah.
Stupid woman.
It's
She's
Fred's
a
day off,
walking...
isn't it, Mrs. Walker?
Pardon? Well, yes, it is.
I'll go and check the cellar then.
You all right, Bet?
Yes, I'm all right.
Just on over in town. You know, I sometimes wonder what would happen if we kept that door locked all day.
I wonder.
Rioting in the streets or just sounds of whimpering?
Who knows?
Well, not today. Bet,
Yes, Mrs. Walker.
Is it personal or can it be shared?
What?
Whatever's drained the life out of you.
It is very personal.
I'm sorry.
Mrs. Walker.
Tuesday.
Well, it is very personal, but it'll be common enough knowledge before you can spit out. Dan's left me.
Oh, dear. When?
Last night.
Just a quarrel or permanently?
Well, I wouldn't have him back, no way, even if he offered.
I'm sorry, dear. I really am.
But you warned me.
Wasn't meant to say that.
No, but you did. Betty did as well, and one or two others. I knew what I was getting into. I went into it with my eyes wide open.
I'm sure you did, dear.
I knew there were other women. I didn't like it. But if that was the only way I could have him, a share were better than nothing.
I can understand that, you know, Bet. Really, I can. But I could never condone it.
No.
Did he leave you for...
No, not as such. He just showed himself up in his true colours. I didn't like him. He as good as told me to lump it. I said I couldn't. He practically told me to get stuffed. All of it sordid, really, but predictable.
You liked him, dear? That wasn't sordid.
Thank you. I still should have known better than to give up my home at Reenis for him, though. But you see, I did it so we could be together. Mrs. Walker, that's the only ambition I've had from being a kid. Just to be together with somebody what I love and what loves me. All the rest happened because I could never manage it. I never will.
I'm sure you will someday.
No, I won't. That's the empty page in my book.
Say, you serve folk in this pub,
If
and
you'd like
I've
to
got
lie
all
down, love, or
self-service.
perhaps go home.
I'm better off at work. There's no ghosts here. Yes, Albert?
£half a mile, please. And can I see the menu?
I'll get him the menu, Bet.
Hey, were you out on tiles all last night? You look as if you were.
Something like that, Albert. Yep.
Tell you what, Mrs. Walker. Bet's not her usual self today. Not up to scratch, is she?
I'm afraid it's a man friend. He's walked out on her.
Oh, no.
I'm afraid so.
Got a day off today. I'm at a loose end. Any ideas?
Rushworth will be running a mystery coach tour somewhere. I'm told there's usually a jolly crowd of pensioners gets on it.
I'm sorry, love.
Is that what all the whispering were about?
Yeah, well, I did ask her what was the matter.
Well, it's down to me, innit? No point in striking about it. I mean, the speed he left you should have been warning enough for me.
It should.
You know, there's something wrong up here, Elsie. There's a part missing, or a part too many. And we're all the same. We know they're not worth a like, but does that stop us making them into tin gods, does it, Egg? We should be undrawn and quartered.
You've got the right attitude.
What?
Anger.
No, I'm beginning to feel angry, all right. Desperate, too, though.
I know the feeling.
Right, Albert, what's yours?
About time and all. I've been studying here 10 minutes while you've been nattering.
I was not nattering, I was serving. What do you want?
£half a mile.
Oh, big deal. From the fuss you were making, anybody would think you were buying drinks all round.
Oh, well, you can't afford that on an old age pension. Any road, my order's as important as anybody else's. There's no need for you to get shirty with me just because your bloke's clumsy Duke.
Don't take any notice of Albert, love.
Don't let him get you down.
Get me down? I may not show it, but inside I'm laughing and turning handsprings.
There hasn't been a fella born yet it's worth shedding a tear over.
Hey, when does that leave me then? I don't like the sound of that much.
Well, are you going to give me cause to shed tears?
Oh, no, I don't suppose so.
No, well, shut up then. What I'm saying is, love, is that anybody can get a fella, but what really counts is you've still got friends.
Like you two, you mean?
That's what counts, you know. Having friends when you're in trouble.
Do you know, I understand what you're saying. You want me to move back into your place.
Eh?
You're offering me my flat back.
No, well, we would, love. I mean, you know that, only my mother might come visiting.
Don't get your tights in a twist. I'm only kidding. I should have moved out long ago. I was only under your feet.
No, you weren't, Bet.
It's okay, Alf. I'm well suited where I am. Definitely. Us Lynches have us pride, you know.